Welcome to the Smart Nightlight project with the Arduino Nano. So first you can see that this button will turn on and off the LEDs no matter what the conditions are. Second, I covered up the light sensor so that if it's dark and it senses motion, the lights will turn on. Here you can see the circuitry of my smart nightlight. We have the PIR sensor running into digital and analog pins. We have the battery that powers this whole thing. We have our transistor back there that powers the separate circuit that powers the LEDs. And we have our light sensor that goes up into here. We have our switch right here that turns on and off the Arduino. We have our button right here that turns on and off the LEDs. And I will show a diagram later. So here is the actual hardware in the smart nightlight. This is the diagram. So obviously we have our Arduino Nano plugged into the breadboard. And first we're just going to create some more space for the ground by running a black ground wire over to here. So first with the PIR sensor, you're going to take off the white lid to see which pin is ground and which pin is voltage. And then you're going to run the red voltage wire either to a digital pin or to a 5-volt pin. Then you'll run the black wire all the way to ground, as you can see. And then you will run the middle pin to an analog pin. I used A1, which will read the reading. And now for the photoresistor, you are going to power that as well with the digital pin coming from here, D11, over. And then that power is going to run up this strip, going to run across a resistor. And then the power is going to go into the photoresistor through here and then back towards ground. And in order to read it, before it goes in the resistor, some of it will also, the amount of resistance of this photoresistor, which changes based on how much light, will be read by this analog pin, A3. And then in order to power this actual project, you're going to use a 9-volt battery. You're going to run a red wire into this positive strip, a negative wire into this negative strip, and then you can power the Arduino by running a voltage into the VIN and a ground into the ground pin. And now in order to power the LEDs, we're going to use a separate circuit so that we can utilize 9 volts rather than just 5 volts from the actual Arduino. So first you're going to take the red wire from the LED strip and put that into the positive strip over here. And then from the negative ground from the LED strip, you're going to run that over to here. And then in order to turn on and off the LED switch or strip, you can either use the button or the transistor. So in order to turn this on, this black wire needs to reach ground somehow. So if the button is pressed, it can reach ground by going directly over here down to the negative. If the button is not pressed and the Arduino is on, then it can reach ground by going across here and then going through the transistor switch and down to ground. And in order to power the transistor switch, turn it on and off, we use digital pin 2, which here we have a pull-up resistor just to make sure it works well, and there. So basically, if I activate pin digital 2, it will allow the LED strip to flow through the transistor, reach ground, and turn on. And that is the hardware.